Again, thank you for calling in for the webinar. My name is Erin Higgins. I am the operations manager at OHFA, and it looks like from everybody that's on here that I've probably either met or talked to either on the phone or via email, most of you that are attending. So you know that you can contact me with any questions you have after the call. Okay, so Fannie Mae has made some changes to their program, to our program, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So just to go over a little bit of the history and why these changes are happening, because for me it just helps, I think, to understand why this is going on. So Fannie Mae, as you know, OHFA's offered a conventional loan for years. And back in 2013, when the bond market went away and a lot of the HFAs moved to just selling loans on the secondary market, a lot of HFAs just either increased their income limits or eliminated them altogether. And Fannie and Freddie both are offering on their programs, offer pricing variances on the HFA Preferred for Fannie and the HFA Advantage for Freddie, which are no loan level price adjustments and charter minimum MI, charter level MI. So those are the things that they're subsidizing within this program. So they have found over the last couple of years that they're subsidizing for people who are well above the they figure in their mind, the low to moderate income borrowers. Why they chose 80% to limit their program to 80%, I can't tell you, because we've done up to 115 before, but they have been by their regulator, they've been required by their regulator to limit the amount of these subsidies they give to borrowers who are in what they've chosen to do at 80% of the area median income or less. So basically, if your qualifying income, your income as a lender goes over 80% of the area median income, then they will no longer subsidize the rate with no loan level pricing adjustments, nor will they offer the charter minimum MI coverage. As you can see on the screen, the MI coverage is 18% for 95.01 to 97% LTV and on down. So basically, after September 5th, any loans that are run through either LP or DU on or after September 5th will no longer get these variances, which means that loan level pricing adjustments will happen, and you will have to go to standard MI. So for us, that means we have to do a lot with our pricing. We have to, we'd have to price all of that in. We'd have to make sure that we have the standard MI and all that. And we just made the decision at OHFA that we're not going to do that. We think that by the time you add in the loan level price adjustments, when you're talking about these high LTVs, and then you lose the charter minimum MI, that our product is not going to be attractive to anyone. So we've made the decision that as of, and we're going to start at September 5th because we've got to start somewhere. So loans reserved on or after September 5th will have to be at 80% of the county area median income based on the lender's qualifying income. So basically, we're still going to do the same income verification we do. We're gonna look at everything the same because the borrower always has to not exceed our maximum income limit. So our maximum income limit is going to stay in place, as it always has. We're not going to change our income limits. But if you're going to do a Fannie Mae program, then your qualifying income, the income that you as the lender use to qualify the borrower, cannot exceed 80% of the county area median income. Now, it is for loans. Fannie says that that is for loans that are run through DU or LP for the first time on or after September 5th of 2019. So if we're around that time frame and you get a condition from us that says that you exceed Fannie Mae's 80% income limit, and you come back to us and you say, but I ran it through DU on September 4th, then we're just going to put your email in our system. We're going to note your email, and we're going to go ahead and clear that condition. It's your responsibility as the lender to make sure that that is correct, because ultimately Fannie's not going to purchase that loan. I know it hung up, but I can't. Okay, everybody, I'm really sorry about that. There was a call coming through, and I said to send it on, and apparently I hung up on everyone. So can you hear me again? Okay, sorry about that. This is going to make for a great recorded webinar too. It's going to be out there, all the faults and everything. Okay, so I apologize. Yes, so any loans that are run through LP or DU, and I'm sorry, I mean DU or LP, because Fannie says LP also matters when it was run. So if you run them through on or after 9/5 of 19, this is going to apply. I'm not really sure if you're going to, I kind of have the impression that you're going to get some kind of finding also on DU, but Fannie Mae hasn't been really clear about that. Okay. So Freddie Mac has not made any changes. We know that they're coming. We think that they will be making changes to their program in 2020. Fannie and Freddie both have the same regulator, and their regulator is requiring that they do something. But until we hear from Freddie, we're going to continue to offer the HFA Advantage as we do today. So until we hear from Freddie. So if you can't do the Fannie loan and you can do Freddie, then you can continue on with your conventional loan, and the income limits, the 80% of the AMI does not apply yet, but understand that is coming. So just wanted to show you, we are going to be changing the way that Lender Online looks. Because of these changes, we need to be able to identify very easily what can be sold to Fannie and what can be sold to Freddie. So come September 1st, our lender online is going to change, and I am going to attempt to move this over so you can see it. Okay, let's see, this is part of the, all right. So this is what it's going to look like. This is on our test site, but this is what the actual website's going to look like. And you'll see that you can use the drop down and still pull up whatever product you want. And I think this would be a good time with everybody on to note that there are differences between Fannie and Freddie, because Freddie's the one that offers the OHFA Advantage, the grant program of the $1,500 and the $2,500, which hopefully having it in this format will make lenders understand more, even though it's in our product guidelines, that if you're using the OHFA Advantage program with the grant, that you have to run that through LP. DU is not acceptable for those programs. You have to run those through LP. So hopefully this will help eliminate any of that confusion also. But you'll see that you have Fannie, Freddie, if you want a government loan, if you participate in our Renovate Ohio, if you do Next Home, you've got Fannie, Freddie, government, and if you do the MTC Plus, you are going to choose from Fannie, Freddie, or the government loan. Okay, so I'm going to move this back and see if we can move on with this presentation. So how are we going to review your file? We are going to do our standard review as we do today. We're going to make sure that the borrower their income doesn't exceed our maximum income guidelines, just like we do today. If it's reserved at Fannie, we are also going to look at your qualifying income. So if the qualifying income exceeds 80% of the AMI, then we're going to condition the loan saying that, you know, it exceeds 80%, and you can do what you need to do at that point. If you need to switch it over to Freddie, then you can switch it over to Freddie. If you need to switch it to a government loan, you can do that, or you can lower your qualifying income if you can, so that it's at 80 or below. But I do want to emphasize that we are doing this only as a second set of eyes. We are not, lenders are responsible to know the guidelines and if it meets Fannie guidelines. We're, again, second set of eyes, so we don't get calls saying, well, OHFA approved and OHFA, you guys are responsible to make sure that it meets the guidelines. We're just doing a cursory customer service review to make sure that you don't get into issues when it gets to U.S. Bank and they don't purchase it because Fannie won't take it. And that's it. That's pretty much the gist of it. Does anybody have any questions? Let me see if I've got anybody asking anything. Will there be any special feature codes? Someone asked, will there be any special feature codes? They're no different. The feature codes are no different than they are now. You'll use the same special feature codes you do to identify whether it's an HFA preferred or an HFA advantage. So that's not going to change. Can you get a copy of the PowerPoint? Absolutely. I will send this PowerPoint out to you, everybody that's on the call. And again, the recorded webinar with all of the missing audio and everything will be posted to our website. So you'll see it with all its faults. You'll hear it with all its faults. Yeah, so I can send that out. You know, it's not a huge, I mean, it is a huge change, but hopefully it's not a very complicated change. And if we decide to make changes at some other time, because Freddie or Fannie seems to be constantly giving us more information, so if we decide to change that and we allow for over 80%, we will at some point, because of the way they've chosen to price it, we will let you know. But at this point, that seems to be the best option to go. Okay, well, I don't see that I have any other questions. So thank you again for attending, and very, very sorry for the issue with the audio. Again, not a professional webinar person, so Anyway, you all have my information, so please feel free to contact me if you have any questions. Thank you.